If there is one thing I've learned in my quest to become an urban farmer, it's that you must beware of the chickens. Girls, are you eating the squash? Bella, Luna, are you eating the squash? No, ma'am. We don't eat the squash. Come on, let's go. Bella, we don't eat the asparagus either. Let's go. These are your melons. You're welcome to eat these. No takers? So these are the new additions, Julie and Dato. Dato is Chinese for big head, so the one with the big head is obviously Dato. And they're just hanging out in the back for a while to get acclimated, and the big chickens to get used to them being around. So hopefully it's a good transition when they come out here. So we just move them to this full-size dog kennel during the day and let them play on these sticks and have a good time. So back here is one of our seed starting sections. And there's a few of these that are gonna go in the ground tomorrow, and I need to clean up back here tomorrow as well. And garden bed number 1 is coming along great. We lost a lot due to chicken activities. The chickens are very fond of snap peas and demolished all of these. We're leaving them because there's a couple that are still green, so maybe they'll come back, but I'm pretty sure if they do, they'll just be eaten again. And this bed was sort of another mistake. We planted this squash in the back and we're not really aware that it would take over the entire thing. So we had good snap peas under there that have totally been taken over by this point. And then a couple of bell pepper plants in the back and asparagus in the front. Now asparagus blooms really late. We actually thought it didn't take because it took them so long to sprout, but they finally did, and there they are. And behind that planter box is our cherry tomato plant, which the squash is also doing its best to take over that, so I have to keep that trimmed daily. But we put it back here so it would have this little trellis to vine off on. And I think I'm probably gonna wrap it in 4-foot chicken wire pretty quick because the squirrels are sitting on the roof eyeballing all of this all day, every day. So here we have a combination of purple and regular sweet potatoes, and those are coming along great. And further over we have a green bell pepper plant and 3 jalapeno plants. And these jalapeno plants are from last year, and they are sprouting great. Like, you get so many jalapenos off of these. The problem is it's so buried up in there, you have to dig to find out where they're at, or they'll overripen like this one at the back did. And here we have lemongrass and some mystery Chinese vegetables that my wife got off of one of our friends. And of course green onions and a eucalyptus. And here we have another little seed starter place. This is of course our compost container and another seed starter location. This is the first of 2 boxes of corn that we tried to grow, and the corn didn't really work out that well. Animals got in here. Well, first off, the wind blew really hard one day and just laid it all over, and we got it set back up straight and growing good, and then an animal got in here and just demolished everything. This box is kind of making it, but over here we pretty much, there's one left that's not doing that well, actually 2, but I'm kind of writing this off as dead. So we pulled what was crushed over and replanted some other things that we had ready to go in from the seed starters. There's our rosemary, and this is a guava tree. And here we have Buddha keeping an eye on the farm just to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to be and no chaos arises, so we couldn't do it without him. Now this is a dragon fruit vine, and it's doing great, but it is surely taking over. When we planted this, our hope was to cover up the porch roof because it's just got this lattice on top. And we are getting there. The problem is it may be a little more than we had bargained for. These little ones woke up from their nap. Hey, Dato. Hello, Julie. How we doing? Is day one in the yard a good time? Everybody looks like they're having fun. You really have to introduce new additions to chicken housing gradually. We put together this little dust bath with equal parts sand and food grade diatomaceous earth for their dust bath, and they went into a total panic when we put that in there, and we had to take it back out and take them out and put it in and put them in with it already in there, because they just really lost their minds when something new showed up. Are you using my sticks? Good. I designed that just for y'all. Julie, why did you do that? And these little kiddos are about to come out and play in the yard. We have to put the big chickens up first because we're not quite sure if they're going to bully them. Hello, friends. So earlier we took a little tour around the farm here to show you what's going on. And it's important to bear in mind anytime that you feel like, homesteading or the country life, farming is beyond your means. Keep in mind that this is a residential backyard in a neighborhood within a city. So my wife and I were in the market for some land. We wanted to, start a little farm, and it just became unrealistic. We couldn't compete with the market post-COVID with everybody, paying $40,000 over asking for no apparent reason. We just couldn't keep up with that, so we would have had to buy something that was in very bad condition, without water on it, like access to water, like not even, drillable water. And so we decided that our best option at this point is to take what we have and make the most out of it. And we did that for several reasons. Everybody at this point in time is a little bit concerned about, where things are heading. The food security is always an issue. And we really wanted to, work towards food independence to a certain extent. Now, will we ever become 100% unplugged from society with an urban backyard? That's highly, highly doubtful. But we will have a very efficient supplemental source of nutrient intake. And plus there's a lot of satisfaction that comes from raising your own chickens and growing your own vegetables, tending to your own crops. It's very rewarding to, create life and watch it grow. And I've given, the life speeches to my wife several times. I'm a biologist, and so life is a very fascinating thing for me. And every time it's froze twice down here, and it usually doesn't freeze. We're in a pretty hot climate. But the last 2 winters, everything froze, and every plant we had died. It was leveled, and my wife wanted to dig them all out and start over. And I referred her to that old Jurassic Park quote. It's life finds a way. And it's very true. Anytime there's a detrimental impact to the state of things, life will return with more resiliency and more lush than it was before. And it's an interesting feature of life. It's the quest for proliferation. And we have other, we have a fig tree in the front yard, and some others. We have banana trees, and unfortunately, the banana trees, these aren't like store-bought bananas. A wild banana is very large and full of seeds, so they don't taste that good. But if there was nothing else to eat, we would certainly eat them. So, why would you want to start an urban farm of your own? And there's many reasons a person may want to. It's just the life fulfillment. For us, it's a mix of a lot of things. It's the quest for food independence and food security, and mainly just a connection with our food, through the soil beneath our feet, and the leaves on these plants. And we really just wanted to return to more of like an aboriginal type of connection to our food, because we feel like there's a lot of so it's time for the little ones to come out. Dato and Julie are just on their evening play in the yard before they go to bed. We put the big chickens up so there's not any tense situations. But they're just having a good time. They love being out here in the grass. So friends, to wrap this video up, I'd just like to say thank you for tagging along for the tour, and we will pick this up tomorrow. We'll go in depth on some more intricate topics. I just wanted to introduce you all to the concept of urban farming, and if anyone has any specific questions or topics they would like covered, feel free to leave them in the comments, and we will surely abide by those requests. All right, thank you, and bye-bye. Take care, and good night from the Regenerative Urban Farm.